So, let's dive into something pretty fascinating. A surgeon has this incredible insight into how we can improve leg circulation, especially as we get older. And honestly, it's a simple idea that could totally change how your legs feel, day in and day out.
I mean, does this sound at all familiar? That heavy, swollen, or just plain tired feeling you get in your legs, maybe especially in the afternoon. It's something you hear about all the time, and for so many, it just seems like, well, this is just what happens when you get older.
And that right there is the big myth, isn't it? That we just have to put up with this discomfort, like it's a given. But what if that's not the real story?
Okay, so here's the kicker from this surgeon. A lot of the time, the problem isn't what you'd think at all. It's actually a small group of muscles in your lower legs that have, well, they've kind of just gone to sleep on the job.
This brings us to a really cool concept. It's something well known in medicine, but maybe not so much to the rest of us. It's the secret of your body's second heart.
Right, so here's the deal. Your calf muscles have this amazing function called the venous pump. It's pretty literal. Every single time they contract, they squeeze the veins in your legs and physically push blood back up towards your actual heart. They're constantly fighting gravity for you.
And you can just see the difference it makes. When those calf muscles are weak or you haven't used them in a while, blood just kind of pools down there. That's where the swelling and heaviness come from. But when they're active, that pump gets working, blood moves up, and your legs feel so much lighter.
So the big question is, how do we wake up this second heart? Well, the solution is actually this really gentle 5-step countdown. We're going to go through each one, starting with the absolute simplest and then building up from there. So here's our game plan. We'll start seated with a simple muscle activation. Then we'll get the joints moving. And after that, we'll move to some supported standing exercises. And finally, we'll put it all together in one super practical movement.
All right, let's kick things off with number 5. This is really the foundation. It's the one many surgeons suggest you start with because it's so safe, it's easy, and it gets right to the heart of the problem.
All you have to do is sit in the chair, feet flat on the floor, and just slowly lift your heels up. Pause for a second, then lower them back down with control. And this isn't just a nice idea. Research in the Journal of Applied Physiology actually shows this exact movement gives a huge boost to blood flow out of the lower leg. It confirms just how powerful this simple pump is.
Now, the trick here is control, not speed. If you rush through it or hold your breath, you kind of lose the benefit. Just think gentle, controlled, and rhythmic. You're sending a wake-up call to those muscles.
Okay, let's build on that with number 4. Now that the calf muscles are starting to wake up, we want to help blood move more freely through the joints just above them, the ankles and the knees.
So while you're still sitting, you're just going to slide one foot back, bending your knee, and then slide it forward again. This nice, gentle movement is so important for stopping stiffness and keeping fluid from just sitting there in your lower legs.
And remember, this whole thing should feel soothing, It's not supposed to be a challenge. Don't push into any pain. Just think of it like you're gently oiling a rusty hinge to get it moving smoothly again.
All right, for number 3, we're going to move to a standing position, but with plenty of support. The whole idea here is to help your legs remember how to manage your body weight smoothly and, most importantly, safely. So just hold on to a sturdy chair or a countertop and very slowly, very subtly, shift your weight from one leg to the other. You're not even lifting your feet, you're just teaching your legs how to share the load. This little rhythmic contraction is fantastic for getting that blood flowing without any real strain. Now, 2 quick tips. Keep your knees soft, never lock them out, and try to keep the movement in your lower body. We're aiming for quiet control, kind of like a pendulum swinging nice and steady. And now for number 2. This might be one of the most important movements we do in our day-to-day lives. We're going to practice standing up from a chair with real intention and control to boost that circulation. See, as you rise slowly from that chair, all those big muscles in your legs have to fire up. In fact, experts over at Harvard Health say this single motion is a major circulation booster. But the real secret, it's sitting back down even slower. That's what forces the muscles to work and get stronger.
And that brings us to the biggest mistake people make, just plopping back down into the chair. When you do that, you lose almost all the benefit. Controlling the movement on the way down, that's the key to building strength and helping your circulation.
And here we are at number 1. This is the movement that a lot of experts consider the most valuable because it takes everything we've just practiced and combines it into one smooth, really practical flow. So, standing with just some light support, you're going to flow from a slow heel lift right into a slight knee bend and then back up.
Research from the National Institutes of Health actually shows that when you combine movements like this, it's way more effective for circulation because it's a lot closer to how our muscles work in real life.
And again, no need to rush. And remember, this isn't supposed to be a deep squat or anything. It's all about steady, confident movement that your body recognizes and can use every day to keep that circulation healthy.
So we've gone through all 5 steps. But the real payoff here, the long-term benefit, is about so much more than just having lighter-feeling legs. Here's the bottom line. When you support your leg circulation, you're also helping to protect your balance. You're reducing that fear of falling. And ultimately, you're preserving your own independence. These aren't small things. They're what let us move through life with real confidence. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. By simply reminding your body how its second heart is supposed to work, what would you feel more confident doing in your own life?